Phil.
And I'm Natalie.
And you're watching Our Daily Faith. So, as you can see, we are back in the trailer.
Yay!
With a lot of prayer and a lot of breaking into our trailer through the closet.
Some very special help from our friends.
Matthew and Nadia. We got in.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. If you happen to be an Airstream owner and you know of a place that I can buy a new latch for our door to replace the one that broke, please comment down below or message us on Instagram at Our Daily Faith because we would love the help. Now that we're back in the trailer, we're back at work on the Airstream. Today I was working on the floors, getting more of the floors done. We got more of the bunk beds done. Adelie's been working on that as well as the bathtub.
We are working hard because we just got a call this morning too that our IKEA order is going to be delivered tomorrow. So we are kind of fast and furious tonight and tomorrow morning, whatever time we can squeeze in to try to get the trailer ready for that shipment. So on Sunday, we were invited to speak at a church about our crazy past year that we've had.
The first 2 or 3 months were very difficult. A lot of days we cried, felt alone. I remember one particular bad day. I was laying on my kid's bed and cried out in the darkness. All I could say was his name. My spirit cried out to him, and then came the temptation to blame God, to turn away. But I had done that already when I was in postpartum depression, and I regretted it. It was a mistake I didn't want to repeat, so instead I turned into him, and I said, "In this too, I will believe you are good."
It was such an honor and a privilege to be able to share with them, and it was hard. I was really nervous about sharing in front of the people. But everyone was really supportive and encouraging and welcoming, and we just want to thank you so much to everybody who showed up and cheered us on. And so thank you for that. This week we have been so thankful to be spending time with family and extended family, visiting. Super excited that my cousin all the way over from Germany has come to visit, and we got to spend some time with her and her husband and her family. I'm her daughter's godmother, and so it's just been a really special time to be able to spend some time with them. They made it on Sunday for our talk, and so they got to hear about our past year, what we've been up to and the things that God has been teaching us and what some of our next steps are.
What I thought was really cool about that was that their daughter Marika, who is 6, she actually found the talk really interesting, which her parents were really excited about.
Yeah, that was cool. Right now we're counting down. We've got 5 weeks left before we're leaving to go back to Kona for our discipleship training school. We are trying to get the trailer finished before we go.
Hopefully in enough time that we can live in it a little bit before we go.
Hopefully a little bit. We would really like that, but it's up to God with what He wants, right? Kind of have to hold that with open hands.
I'm also really excited to reunite with our friends Trent and Siobahn. They came to visit us when we first got back to Prince Edward Island, and it was really a big blessing to experience them because they're a full-time traveling family. They live in an RV
with their 5 boys. It's a really neat story. So Trent and Siobahn are on Instagram as well, and Siobahn happened to find our Daily Faith account on Instagram, and she connected, and we just hit it off, and we Skyped while we were still in Hawaii to meet them virtually. Then
they were praying about actually attending a DTS in Kona, so they were really interested in what we were doing.
Yeah, and had some questions. And when we heard that they were going to be in Maine, I said, why don't you guys make it up the rest of the way and come to Prince Edward Island and visit us? We would love to meet you in person. And so they did, and that was such a cool, we appreciated it so much, and such a cool experience.
My sister, lend a helping hand. We can make the world better. I believe we can. My brother, my sister, lend a helping hand. We can make the world better. I believe we can. My brother, my sister, lend a helping hand. We can make the world better. I believe we can. I believe we can. My brother, my sister, lend a helping hand. We can make the world better. I believe we can.
So they're on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Patreon as well. So you can go and check them out. We'll include some links below for that. They go on some really awesome adventures, and they're very talented musicians as well. They have a song out that we actually have added to our Spotify, our Daily Faith playlist. It's called We Can, and
So catchy.
it's
So
very catchy. And our kids go around and sing that song like lots, and in the best of ways. It's awesome. That's a kind of positive message too that we want our kids repeating, and that we find encouraging too whenever it's in our heads, thinking about we can because God can. The other really big thing was that they happened to come the week that we were packing up and selling everything and moving out of our home that we had lived in for 7 years. And Siobahn came, and she came a number of different days, and she helped me so much. Like, it was during the time too that you were gone to Ontario to pick up this trailer during part of that. And I was on my own with the kids trying to pack up and get everything ready. And so it was a lot. I was in over my head, and she came and she helped me out so much. I was just blown away by the servant attitude and just the willingness to come alongside us and help us with something that we really needed help with. So gracious and so wonderful. We love you guys, Trent and Siobahn, and we just can't thank you enough for doing that. That meant so much to us.
We're looking forward to hanging out with you guys for 3 months in Kona.
Yeah. Whenever you guys do your DTS alongside of us, just in a different program. So a lot of people have been asking, so what's next? What's after your DTS? That's a really good question. Currently, we have some different options that we've talked about might happen. We've made no decisions because we haven't felt God's calling in any specific direction yet. So some of the different options are, one, we could be called out to a country after that to go and serve somewhere in the world. Another option is that we could be called back to Kona to serve there for a time. They are always in need of help in lots of different areas. Phil has a really beautiful gift in teaching. He is a really gifted teacher. It being a place where lots of people are trained and a university, that would be a good fit for him there. And one of my passions is fighting human trafficking, and that's a really big problem in Hawaii. So there's lots of work to be done there as well. Another option might be that God might call us to go traveling in this trailer. There could be an opportunity to travel with some other Christians and to do a traveling ministry sort of thing with them around North America.
One possible option is to come back here to Prince Edward Island and do some form of ministry here, which we aren't sure of yet.
Right. So those are 4 options that we've talked about. There are more options that I'm sure we don't know about yet. We haven't felt a calling in any particular area. The one calling that we certainly do have, both of us, on our hearts is the Our Daily Faith ministry of sharing faith stories, both ours and others, through videos and podcasts. So we do feel like that will be something that we will absolutely be continuing forward. for as long as God calls us to do that. And so we're really excited to continue that. We're going to be meeting lots of people with lots more faith stories as we go on to do our discipleship training school in Kona. And so that's going to be a really great opportunity to hear and record more stories. As well, I'm sure there will be more stories during our outreach phase as well. So
also, one of the things that we're looking at doing right after our DTS is there's a large event happening in Orlando, Florida called The Send. And it's a big gathering of, I think they're praying for about 50 to 60,000 people who are feeling called to go out and spread the good news of the gospel. And so they're sending them out into the mission field. So there's going to be a lot of really great speakers there, and a lot of people that we know are going to be going and attending that conference. So that's one of the things that we're going to be looking at doing when we finish our DTS. So that's the end of February.
We're praying about that possibility as well. When we know what our calling is, we will be happy to share it with you. Caleb
peed a lot in his jockey shorts and pants.
Okay.
That happened on YouTube.
That's our Google Home. Our kids are telling us things over Google Home. Okay.
So apparently we have a child who needs a little bit of help. So
we better get going.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching.
Check out what's happening next week on Our Daily Faith.
Okay, so now I feel super overwhelmed. It's funny how like 10 minutes ago when they were delivering it, we were like, yay, our key order is here. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, where do we start? There's so many things to assemble.